Hello everybody from Plant Reviews UK. Today is the 10th of April, and in this video I'm talking a little bit about a few varieties of hyacinths I have. I decided to plant them in pots, in each different pot, because of course I really wanted to try to figure out which ones actually smell best, because many people think all hyacinths smell great, but actually I also found sometimes that some varieties smell more than others, and sometimes it depends by the color, with the blue ones usually smelling more than white ones. However, this is of course very personal, so I wanted to give an overview of a few varieties of hyacinths, and these are the ones that are currently in bloom. I have a lot more hyacinths, but at the moment they are not in the right blooming stage to make a video, so I decided to make a collective video about this, because the height, I would say, is about the same of these hyacinths. I don't see any particular difference other than, of course, the flower color and the scent. And actually the difference in scent is quite striking. However, hyacinths in general are to be cultivated as most other bulbs, so these are the so-called autumn planting bulbs, or spring blooming bulbs, as you want to know, as you would like to call, sorry. That are available for sale in garden centers between usually August, late August, and early December. You can find in December actually, and sometimes even November, some nice stocks on clearance, so you can take a few bulbs at very good prices, sometimes 70-75% discount. And however, I decided to buy them at full price at the start of the season, because anyway I really wanted to have as much variety of hyacinth as possible in order for me to assess the difference in fragrance and decide which ones smell best for me, and to give, of course, my opinion to my viewers, and maybe inspire others to also check out these hyacinths. I will start now with this one. Is one of the most common hyacinths for sale, and this is the City of Harlem. This hyacinth is white flowered. The scent is very floral. I love the scent. I would say it's medium intensity, and not overly strong, but it is very sweet, kind of banana as well, so sweet and fruity. I definitely love the smell of City of Harlem. This other one is pink, and is called Fondant. And the pink flowers are actually striped. If you see them closer, there are like a more intense stripe in the middle of the I would call them tepals. I'm not too sure, because actually the flower is basically I think the sepals, if I can call them, they basically merge with each other. The flower is really bell shaped if you consider the flower itself. However, you can see this have more intense stripes of pink in the middle of the tepal, and it is paler on the sides of the tepals. The scent is I would say the scent is very similar to City of Harlem. Again, kind of banana-like, and very, very pleasant too, and not overly strong. So I would probably say these are really nice hyacinths. I'm doing so many videos on daffodils lately. I am set up, I'm default on daffodils probably. These are very nice hyacinths for indoors, definitely. Then I'll go to Blue Jacket. Is a very big flower spike. You can see how large it is, and the flowers also are very large. Just compare with Fondant, they're about almost 1/3 more bigger, and if you compare with city of Harlem, they are I wouldn't say twice as big, but a lot bigger anyway. However, Blue Jacket, there's also has an incredible dark, intense color, a lot more intense of these other two blue hyacinth I have, Aida and Marie Blue. As a scent that is a lot fainter, kind of also sweet and fruity, but not very intense. So this is another hyacinth that has a nice fragrance, but not overlying powerful. Going instead to Aida, that has flowers that are a little bit paler than Blue Jacket, even if they are still on the dark purple. Aida, for example, has a very strong fragrance. It has this sweetness and banana, but combines it with a hint of peppermint and licorice, giving overall a very fresh fragrance. Maybe a little bit pungent, but it is definitely the most fragrant daffodils of the four varieties so far. And then I'll go to the last one, the Marie Blue. This fragrance in Marie Blue is completely different from the other hyacinths. To me, it really reminds me of the sweet pea fragrance, and is also very intense. There's a hint of fruity and banana as well, but the main notes are the sweet pea notes. So the fragrance, yes, is very nice. I love it. Probably, I'm not too sure if I have to decide which ones is my favorite. Possibly my favorite as type of scent. My favorite as type of scent is City of Harlem. It's very fruity. However, I don't think in a garden you might be able to smell much, and probably the best ones for fragrance in the garden would be of the varieties blooming today in my allotment would be Marie Blue and Aida. These of course as single bulbs might not probably smell your whole garden, but if you plant them in numbers, actually they can make your whole garden perfume great. So definitely, if I will plant if I will put some bulbs in my garden next time, I will try to buy Aida and Marie Blue so far, because they have the strongest fragrance. Even if City or Harlem has a wonderful fragrance. As a type of scent, probably City of Harlem is my favorite. Well, Fondant is also nice. Well, difficult to tell which one to choose, but you know what? For indoor fragrance, I would say go for Fondant and the City of Harlem. For garden fragrance, I would probably suggest Aida and Marie Blue, and probably for knockout visual effect among the five, I would definitely go for Blue Jacket. There is fragrant as well, fruity, but less intense than City of Harlem and Fondant. I hope that you enjoyed this video about the different fragrances of these 5 hyacinths. As usual, if you would like to have any information, just ask me any questions in the description down below, and I will be more than happy to answer you. About the cultivation of these daffodils, they are sorry, these hyacinths, they are great in pots, but of course they are great in the garden as well. Usually they can bloom year after year, but usually in subsequent years the number of flowers tend to be lower than the first year you planted them, but the fragrance generally tends to stay the same. So in a fragrant garden, they are still absolutely great plants to plant, and it is important for hyacinth to have a good amount of light. They do well in full sun or partial shade. Even if I have some daffodils planted in a shady area of my garden, and they're still able to bloom. So I think that hyacinths are a little bit less sensitive to light than say other bulbous plants like lilies, for example, or tulips. They really need very strong light, adequate amount of light. Well-drained soil, of course, as most of the bulbs we grow in the garden, and as many other bulbs blooming in spring need to be planted in autumn, usually about 5 to 10 centimeters deep. The leaves will start sprouting in winter, and then they will bloom in spring. In summer the plant goes dormant, so both leaves and flowers disappear, and only the bulb underground remains, and the cycle starts again in autumn. Hyacinths, I have to say, are some of the most common flowers to find in garden centers, even if some varieties are a bit more difficult to find, and some heirloom varieties are almost impossible to find. I know that near Oxford or near Cambridge, I think near Cambridge, there is a gardener who is devoted to the cultivation of hyacinths and has really rare varieties. I will put it in the description down below. And however, some other hyacinths are very common. City of Harlem is an hyacinth variety that you can find almost in every garden center, not to talk about the fact that you can buy it online when you want. Some others are a bit rarer. For example, this Marie Blue I found for sale in a garden center, and I found this variety only in one garden center in Kent. I've never found this particular variety in any other garden center. Aida also is not very common. Blue Jacket might be a bit more common, as well as Fondant, but definitely the most common of the 5 is City of Harlem. As usual, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, it would be great if you can please give a thumbs up, and if you like this video and the other videos on my channel, it would be great if you can please subscribe. It's completely free for you, but in this way, of course, you help me to promote the channel on YouTube, because YouTube gets feedback by the amount of subscribers of every channel, and in turn obviously promotes the channel according to the amount of subscribers and of viewers. And I hope that my viewers are happy with my videos. As usual, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.